Hey guys, so I figured I would just vlog a little bit of my day today. Right now I am basically just under 2 weeks out. It's like the day like right after I did my squat and deadlift session yesterday. I'll show like what I did yesterday like on the screen right now. I did 507 and then 512 for a 2x1 on squat. That was a lot harder than I wanted it to be, mainly just because like my back was really fatigued. And the bar rolled up my back a lot. Did 3 sets of 5 down sets. RP like 6.5. Then I did a top set of 5 on deadlift with 562 at RP 7. Then 2 down sets of 5 with 534. Yesterday was like one of the hardest days of training I've had in a long time. Just one of those days where I just did not feel good. I was just exhausted. Towards the end of prep, like fatigue just really hits and just makes everything really hard. The main thing is like just the axial fatigue, which is like your back fatigue. Like for me, it gets so bad, and like because like my main limiting factor. So as the next day, I feel like I get hit by a truck, but it be like that. And my best advice for anybody in this situation is to not freak out, not panic. This is a part of peaking. Peaking is challenging. It's pushing your body to its limits. You're going to feel not great at times, but this is why you auto-regulate. You do your best. You try to make good training decisions. Really focusing on like eating at maintenance calories at least, and not dieting into this. Maybe going to a slight surplus if you have the wiggle room. Would also really help you, but really getting like 8-9 hours of sleep a night is going to be like the number one thing, and then hitting your RPEs. And potentially like this is a point where basically 2 weeks out or so, I might consider like lowering down accessory volume just to help out with that overall stress and fatigue. But right now, I'm basically not going to do that. I do basically a very dramatic taper where I basically will keep volume about the exact same going into my meet, and then just mobile set volume reduction comes the week of the meet. It's a little bit of a different meet though, because I'm going into it on a Friday instead of a Saturday. So like, I'm not sure how that's going to happen, but it's why it's even more important for me this next week, like not overshoot like at all, because like I will pay for it, especially on squats and deads. But yeah, right now I am about to head to the gym. I'm going to hit some back, and just like basically bodybuilding day. I'll kind of show you guys a little bit about that, like what I'm doing today. Okay, so I'm really going to be going really fast over what I did today for my pull workout. So essentially, I train my back, biceps, and triceps 3 times a week with about 6 sets per muscle group in each one of those sessions. And the reason why I do that is just because it goes better into my programming than if I was to do, say, a 2 times a week split just with my powerlifting focus and emphasis. So usually I do some sort of vertical pull and some sort of horizontal pull. Today it just so happened to be these assisted pull-ups, and I really like assisted pull-ups because I feel like I get a better force curve. I can really focus on actually controlling my torso angle, whereas like with regular pull-ups, I'm like, it's mostly just like I want to survive, and I don't get a great mind-muscle connection. So essentially, that was why I chose those. These are also low rows, so I usually choose about a couple vertical pulling, a couple horizontal pulls. I milk those for the entire training block. These are just really awesome because they do get just a slightly different angle on your back. Your back has a lot of different muscles, and it's very, it's one of those muscle groups that probably benefits from maybe 4 or maybe 5 exercises. For most other muscle groups, I would recommend probably sticking to like 2 or 3 at a time, just so that you don't overdo variation, so that when you're going into future training phases, you can actually have some different exercises that you can use for variations purposes and all that. But for back, probably like 4 or 5 is a good idea. Then after that, I did some single arm dumbbell preacher curls. I really like these, so I'm really focusing on here is a slow, controlled eccentric and a slight pause at the concentric. These are really, really, really great. They kind of work at have maximal contraction more towards the top. And these are just a really, really great exercise in general for your biceps. I like to include at least some single arm work with arms, with back, really with like a lot of my exercises. The only thing I really don't do with is with chest, just because not many exercises are very well suited for that. But I do think it is good. I basically work out, so you have as little asymmetries as possible in strength. So that was the preacher curls there. Again, did 3 sets. Then I moved on to some incline dumbbell curls. These are really, really awesome. As a little pro tip, if you're limited on time, there's a couple things that you can do. One, really focus on um, exercises that are more focused on the lengthened position of stretch. So basically, incline curls, because the bicep is placed at a very big mechanical disadvantage, it has to go through a larger range of motion. It's a little bit more stimulative of hypertrophy than other muscles are. Sorry, than other exercises are for that muscle group. So that's one of the reasons why. And another thing, if you're short on time, is there's some other thing called, just choosing more compound exercises in general. Those are just going to be the biggest raw stimulus magnitude. So you can, get in and out of the gym. But I love these. I literally get the most massive pump from these. I also if you guys notice there, I have my elbows go a little bit forwards because the bicep does play a role in shoulder flexion. So that's why I do that. Then move on to some machine lateral raises. I really like these because of the force curve. My delts just really light up. I find I don't need a ton of delt volume to get a really, really good pump and really good disruption. But I really, I still did like 4 sets here because I found like my pump was like going better and better and better. So I have basically a good idea of what I'm going to do for that session based on how I'm feeling and how the training is going. I will essentially, make some audibles, to get a better pump or whatnot. I'm also here. I'm doing some myo reps just at the end of this set, with just like one rest pause set to get the rest of those reps are actually extra 5. And I also do that also here on these rear delt flies. So I did 3 sets here, a little bit higher volume. I don't push my rear delts as hard because they do get pretty well stimulated from horizontal pulling and really just pulling in general. But I like these a lot. I'm really thinking of trying to elevate my elbows as in line with my ears as I can, slash leading with them. So that's just something that I'm thinking about. But overall, this is a pretty solid training session. Like I said today, felt pretty beat up. But the good news about hypertrophy training is that it's very, very, very forgiving. And if you are feeling like you are pretty fatigued, you can usually come in and get a rather good high volume workouts in maybe 5+ reps, whereas that more 1 to like 4 tends to be a lot more sensitive to that fatigue. And that's also another reason why in a DUP setup, you may be overloading in different rep ranges, having more contrast might be better for you from a fatigue management standpoint and feeling strongest. So that's essentially the workout here. Just finishing up again with those little my reps at the end to get that volume in, and that was the workout. So I just finished. I hope you guys enjoy that voiceover. Right now I have to go tan. I basically tan like once a week for like 5 minutes. I'm pretty pasty if I don't do that. Otherwise, also helps like control like my acne. I do get a little bit of acne from fat. I sweat so much. And then after that, I'm actually picking up a Sony vlog camera. I'm just doing this on like my iPhone 11 right now, and it's not really convenient to have like another camera. I actually did have a Sony basically G7X Mark II before, but like it broke because like I was not very good with it, and so I found a good deal basically for about half off on Marketplace. So meeting up with the guy around 9, I have to do some grocery shopping, also to call a client. So I'll show you guys like what I can provide. I'm not on that call, but that's the game plan. Okay, so I just picked up the camera from the guy on Marketplace I talked to. I'm going to show you guys like what the difference is like when I get like my SD card in it. But essentially, like, yeah, it's just like, even though there's like an iPhone 14s and like this does a decent job, it's just not the same. And right now at this point in like marketing, to be competitive on YouTube and have like high quality content, like one of the things I really want to do is like get better quality content, be able to get like, you know, build a little better at editing and whatnot. So it's just a necessary step for me to take. But for most of you guys just like starting out, wanting to film some content, like just get decent at filming content. It's more so about quality, about the content quality, instead of just like using like the nicest camera ever. So like, yeah, it's just like, it's a necessary part for like where I'm at in my business and marketing myself. So necessary business expenses. One of the things about running your own business is that you need to be willing to make investments in yourself and in the business, because that's how you're going to make more money, is by investing in it, and by spending money, it's how you make money. So obviously you want to be smart and have a budget and whatnot, but yeah, this was like the next step for me. So 99% of the time when I'm shopping, I am going to Smith's, which is basically the Utah version of Kroger. Just like, it's a better store, has better deals. The atmosphere's a lot better than Walmart. Like, I hate that store. So like right now I'm just getting like some potatoes, spinach, some yogurt, like Greek yogurt, some rice cakes and some strawberries, egg whites, almond milk, and I think that's it's some, I don't know if I already said egg whites or not, but yeah, like my diet's like pretty boring. Like, people like want to know how I eat. I'll probably have to record a full day of eating, but like, it's not exciting. It's a lot of basically more boring, more whole food. Like, I don't have much processed foods at all, and just what I have to do, I feel better that way. I eat like that. It's also just how I stay lean all year, and basically never go above 10% body fat. So yeah, I might show you guys like what I got when I got home, just to be a little more specific, or Pacific as the cool kids like to say. But yeah, I'm pretty tired. This has just been a really tough prep. Today's been like the hardest day yet. Just getting through, just like everything just is a lot harder. Like, my brain just does not want to do things. I don't want to do things. Like, just walking around, like right now, like my back is just, it's just tired. Like, I just want to sleep. But this is, like I said, this is how I always feel, like close to meet, and it's kind of just how the process is. And something I want to just say really fast here is, like, I think that one of the biggest things I've been talking with my clients about over the past week is sort of like a really important mindset of going from, you know, people on this social media age, like, we're so hyper aware of what everybody else around us is doing all the time. And I think that that's a good thing, in the sense of, you know, it can help give us some inspiration to achieve our goals, and to, you know, oh, okay, crap, like, you know, I can be that strong, or I can look like that. And I think that's the right way to use it. And the wrong way to use it is to look at, you know, whoever's on the internet, and basically be like, you know, I want to look like, I like need to look like that. I need to be as strong as that person. I need to like be exactly like that person. And that's just the wrong mindset, because you have really no control over that. You need to focus on essentially doing the things most of the time that are going to contribute to your progress, doing your best, and trusting that over time you're going to get to where you want to be with this whole training thing. And really, if you talk to really a high achiever in any sport or any area of life, they have basically three main characteristics. They have a very strong belief in themselves. They are very resilient to, you know, anything that just doesn't go their way. They always keep showing up. They're consistent, and they are very process oriented, which means that they focus on the day-to-day things, being the best versions of themselves, and really not comparing themselves as much to others. Now, it's obviously natural to compare yourself to other people and be like, you know, I want to be like that person. But it's like, I've had the most fun in my training, and I was on a call with one of my clients today, and we were talking about how his progress has been really good, and he just started focusing on just having fun and just doing his best and trusting the process. Because the reality is that if you're doing everything that you possibly can and doing all the right things for training, for progress to happen, like, you are going to make progress. So you don't need to be stressed out about it. You don't need to get into your own head about, am I doing everything right, or am I doing wrong? You know, am I leaving any progress on the table? Because I really think the real treat about this whole entire thing is that you get to see, like, how far that your own genetics can go. And like, for me, like, that's what drives me every single day, is like I want to see like what the best version of myself is. I want to see how strong I can be, how more muscular can I be while being lean and like still being able to like perform. And that's just a really cool thing. I think that's like the biggest treat of this whole entire thing. Like, it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of determination, but man, like the payoff and the life lessons this stuff teaches you, it's really priceless. So that's a big reason why I love what I do, why I'm passionate about coaching, and hopefully that rings true with some of you guys. Fuck, I have to get an oil change. I hate my car. I genuinely do not understand people that like cars. Like, they do not appreciate in value. They cost a lot to maintain. Gas is hella expensive. I do not understand it. Like, it's cool. Like, I would love a Tesla, but like, I don't have $60,000 to spend on a Tesla. If this just only wants to be my sugar daddy and send me $60,000 for Tesla, please and thank you. Okay, so I'm just gonna walk you guys through a little bit of what I picked up at the store. This isn't like all my diet, but a pretty fair amount. So like, I got some strawberries here, some of this Carbmaster Greek yogurt, stuff. I like it. Has pretty good macros on it, tastes good. I also do use regular Greek yogurt, and that's why I got this cheesecake pudding mix. So basically what we'll do is put like 1 serving of this and 1 serving of like basically the plain non-fat Greek yogurt. I also got some of these mini Quest bars. These are pretty good. Pretty good calories and macros on them too. Just a little snack. Potatoes. This is my preferred sweetener. I put these in like, little cooking stuff. I can make like a little protein mug cake, stuff like that. This is saccharin. It's my favorite one. Some liquid egg whites. Also got one of these Ghost energy drinks. Like, these are absolute crack. I absolutely love them. Like I said, already rice cakes. I put like a lot of stuff on this. I'll put like sugar-free syrup on it. Put like Greek yogurt on it. I like using this instead of like bread because I like IBS. I tend to like digest rice cakes a little bit better. Spinach, because macros are important. It's general rule of thumb, you want to be getting about 200 grams of fruit and vegetables per every 1,000 calories that you have. So I got that. Some almond milk for my cereal. And then I got some of these egg white wraps, which are pretty good. I'll put like some like meat in it or whatever to make like a little high protein wrap if I'm running high on protein. But that's what I got for this little tiny grocery haul. Other things I'll have are like cereal, blueberries, cheese wedges like Laughing Cow. I'll use like popcorn too, peanut butter. But like, my diet's pretty boring. That's mostly what I have. I might have like some candy or like Reese's Cups, so maybe a little bit of ice cream every now and then. Like, but that's about what I usually have. So I figured I'd just end off this video just like showing you guys something I've learned on my guitar. So first off, I get some questions about like what my guitar is when I post things on Instagram. This is a Taylor acoustic. It costs about $1,500 like retail, but I got on a really good deal like a Guitar Center for like, I think like $1,000. This is a beautiful guitar. Absolutely love it. I do need to put some more distilled water in my humidifier because it's super dry in Utah. So I basically like put distilled water in this, and then I put it in this, and it just helps keep it from cracking and preserve the quality of it. But I'll show you guys something that I've been working on. So this is Misguided Ghosts by Paramore. Now this is going to be called 26 by Paramore.